watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. And we have a good one for you today. The visiting Miami Brito Panthers that are led by their head coach, Pedro Guerra, that it's in his 19th year at the helm of the Panthers, have come up to Hialeah Gardens to challenge the Matter Academy Lions that are led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo. We should have a good one in store for you today. Today's broadcast is brought to us by our friends at Florida State Tentless Termite Service. Give them a call and avoid putting that tent, that carp, all over your house. This is Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today. And shortly after the national anthem, we're going to have the starting lineups and the defense for today's matchup. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans. Didn't miss much. First batter struck out. And there's another one that strikes out. We're going to throw down to first. Boy, I had to fix one of the cameras. Noah Navarez just struck out. Ravion Pinder struck out. And now it's Samuel Castro, and they're going to face Badalpina. Nice slider over for strike one called. 2 outs, top of the first, scoreless game. The Brito Panthers have come to pay a visit to Hialeah Gardens. Hopefully this one will end in 7. Ball 1 on the outside. Boy, I had to go fix a camera now. Right when the national anthem ended, the camera gave out. I had to climb a ladder and get back up here. So if I sound a little winded, give me a couple innings to catch my breath. The Brito Panthers that are led by Pedro Guerra are here in town to face the Matter Academy Lions. The Panthers are 5-8, and they'll play Miami Christian tomorrow. They've lost 2 in a row, one to True North and the other to Dade Christian. They're trying to snap out of a 2-game losing streak here at the Lion Den. Fastball called, strike. Glad to be back, though. Strike, no. Yes, sir. Late call from the umpire. 2 strikeouts struck out the side in order. See you later. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning, and your Matter Academy Lions are coming up to bat. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Westland Gardens Park in Hialeah Gardens for some high school baseball between the visiting Brito Panthers that are led by Pedro Guerra and the home team, the Matter Lions, that are led by Humberto Bencomo. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today, so pull up a chair, enjoy yourself. It's always a good game here at the Lions Den, and we shouldn't expect anything else today. On the mound for the visiting Brito Panthers is Claudio Santos, the right-hander. Behind the plate will be Luis Diaz, and I'll go over the defense for the visiting Brito Panthers. Noah Navarez is playing third base. Next to him at shortstop is Samuel Castro. Hector Santos is at second base. Cristo Guzman is at first base. Luis Amaris is in right field. Ravion Pinder is in center field. And Jamar Miller rounds out the defense for the visiting Brito Panthers. And for your Matter Academy Lions, the leadoff batter is the second baseman, the senior Iker Noguera. He'll be followed by the junior right fielder today, Jonathan Espanda. Jodelquis Quevedo's playing third base, and Brian Arrieta's batting cleanup and playing first base. The center fielder today is Alfred Rosario, and he's a senior. Hildy La Rosa, another senior, will be playing left field. The DH is Jacob Amador. William Madero's today's behind the plate, and Brandon Lorenzo is your shortstop. So let's get the bottom of the first underway, and a ball 1 from Claudio Santos to the leadoff batter, batting left-handed today, Iker Noguera. We can call him Mr. Walk-Off because he had 2 of those last week. Hopefully we don't need any walk-off or any belitas today. Quickly 2-0, and remember, if you walk Iker, it's like giving up a double. He'll be on second base before you know it. I haven't seen a catcher that could throw him out yet. So, Luis Diaz, you have your hands full if Iker Noguera gets on base. And it's 3-0. Vladil Badelpina struck out the side in order. And there's ball 4, or might as well say a double. Let's see how long it takes for Eicher to get to second base. Start the clock when the batter gets in the box. And the batter's going to be the red-hot Jonathan Esponda, the Miami-Dade commit. He's a right-handed batter, and he's been on fire lately. There's a good look at Johnny and Humberto Bencomo, the head coach, standing over there in third base. Noguera is on first base, being held on by Guzman. Santos is next to him. Samuel Castro and Noah Navarez round out the infield. Pitch. It's 2 pitches. That was a ball high. The speedy Eicher Noguera is on first base. Jonathan Esponda is your batter. Claudio Santos is on the mound, and there he goes. And there he is. Boy, you could call me Mugstradamus. That wasn't so difficult to predict. So anybody could have predicted that. The runner on second base now. And Noguera is your typical leadoff batter. Great speed, takes pitches, can spray the ball all over the place, bunts and handles the ball, bunts and handles the bat extremely well. And now Esponda has a chance to pick up an RBI here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game from Hialeah Gardens. Bouncer to the right side, picked up by Santos, going to move the runner over. We're going to have one out and a runner 90 feet away from scoring for the home Lions. The Brito Panthers are the visiting team. The Matter Lions are the home team, and they're sending up their third baseman, the FSU commit, Yolekis Quevedo, to face Santos, and he swings at the first pitch low and inside. Infield is in for the Panthers. There's a runner on third base. It's Eicher Noguera, who was walked, stole a base, and he was sacrificed over by Esponda. There's a slider outside to even the count at 1-1. I think we had our camera freeze there. I'm going to have to fix it between innings. Going to have to improvise here, guys, till that camera comes back in. See if that works. And there's a walk to Yodelkis. The infield's in for Brito. Runners in the corners for the Lions. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Runner goes. Diaz throws through. Not going to be in time. Yodelkis is going to get to second base, and they're going to have runners on second and third base for the red-hot Brian Arrieta. And here we have a mound visit from one of the coaches for Brito. We're going to take a break. I'm going to see if I can get that camera back online. We'll be right back with more FSPN High School Baseball right after this. Welcome back, high school baseball fans. We've lost our main camera, so I'm going to do the best I can with the 2 that are left. And there's a walk to Arrieta. It's going to load the bases here in the bottom of the first inning, and it's going to bring on the center fielder today, Alfred Rosario. Rosario steps in from the right side, and I apologize, the split screen. Our main camera went out. I think it overheated. There's a strike from Claudio Santos. He's the starter for Brito. So these are the only 2 angles we have, and you can see that the infield, the corners are in for Brito. Santos and Castro are back to double play, and there's a curveball high from Santos, the pitcher. 2-1. There's a ground ball to the left side. It's going to sneak through. One runner's going to score. Here comes Eicher. He's going to score, and Yodelkis is going to score easy. To throw down to second base. Boy, and they're going to get him. They're going to get him hung up. Let's see if they can do a rundown. Now they're going to come home, and the throw's on the right side, but they're going to get him. Oh, no, he dropped the ball, so we're going to get 3 runs. And the runner's going to be safe on second base, Alfred Rosario. Just like that, 3 runs for the home team. A base hit and a couple RBIs for Alfred Rosario to go along with his February Pitcher of the Month award. Boy, he can hit, he can pitch. In the box now, it's Howdy La Rosa. And Howdy's playing left field today. There's a hard hit ground ball to the right side. Now they're going to go to third base to try to get Rosario, and that one gets away from the third baseman, Navarez, and here comes the fourth run. Boy, Santos had an out at first base. He saw Rosario take off for third, and he short-hopped Navarez, and Navarez had no chance at that ball. Now it's going to bring up Jacob Amador, the DH, from the right side in a 4-0 game. Is on first base. Jacob Amador is the batter, and he's usually behind the plate. Today he's the DH, and he takes a first pitch from Santos up high. And Como needed 4 runs in the first inning, and they're not done yet. There's a shot in the gap, high and deep. Pinder and Miller go back on it. Who's it going to be? Wow, Miller catches, and they almost collide for the second out. La Rosa has to go back. Willie Medeiros is the batter. He comes in from the right side. Henry La Rosa is on first base. 4-0 ball game. Bottom of the first inning from Hialeah Gardens. The Panthers of Brito have come to Westland Gardens Park to take on the Mater Academy Lions. And there's a strike to the catcher today, Willie Medeiros. Brandon Lorenzo, the shortstop, is on deck, and everybody's going to face Claudio Santos. And the Lions are already off to a 4-run lead. It's only the bottom of the first. Santo with a nice curveball. And that's just what the Lions need to turn this around. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's skied up to the left side of the infield, maybe shallow left. The shortstop's calling for it, Samuel Castro, and he makes the play for the third out of the inning. The Lions are going to leave 1, but they're going to get 4. And we're going to head to the top of the second inning with your score 4-0 in favor of the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. And you're watching FSPN. Thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans. I apologize for the split screen. One of our cameras is overheated. And in the next half inning, I promise I'll get on that ladder and see if I can't fix it or put some shade on it. But right now, it's a 4-0 game. We're in the top of the second inning. The Miami Brito Panthers are coming up to bat, and they're going to send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the likes of Cristo Guzman, Douglas Horta, and Hector Santos. And they're going to face the right-hander who already has 3 strikeouts, Vladil Badelpina, the righty. Slider goes off the glove of Medeiros. Quickly, there's 2 balls and no strikes. To the first baseman, he'll be followed by the DH, Douglas Horta. And then it's Hector Santos to face Badelpina. Wow, there's one inside. Overheat a little bit. It's right in the sun. There's a ground ball hit to the right side on a big hop. Noguera has to go up with it. He hurries up, and Arrieta can't pick it up. Great backup by Willie Medeiros, hustling all the way down the line, the catcher. Horta steps in. Big right-handed batter takes a huge cut at the first pitch, and he misses that one. Again, we apologize for the split screen. One of our main cameras went out, and there's a deep drive in the left center field, but right at Hootie La Rosa for the first out. Well-hit ball by Douglas Horta, but right in the glove of La Rosa in left field. Baseman Hector Santos, he's also a right-handed batter to face Vladil Badelpina, who's throwing from the stretch right now with Guzman on first base. Slider taken outside for a ball. Support your local athletics. That ball slashed in the right field, and it's going to get all the way over there. Basponda's going to cut it off, but not before Guzman rounds and goes for third. And the Brito Panthers have something going on here in the top of the first with 1 out, runners in the corners, and it's going to bring up the right fielder, Luis Amariz. Medeiros is your catcher today. The runners on third and first base are Santos and Guzman's on third. Here's the pitch. Slider outside. Just missed. Just a little bit outside, says the home plate umpire. And he needs one right here. The runner goes. The ball's hit into center field, and it's going to bounce in front of Rosario. And he's got to eat it. There's no play at the plate. The Brito Panthers are going to score a run, and your score is going to be 4-1. Top of the second inning with 1 out. What a nice piece of hitting by Amariz and by Santos. So Amariz is on first with a base hit. Hector Santos is on second base, and he had a base hit. And there's a bunt that came all the way back here. We got the batter. We got the pitcher. You got the infield. I kind of like this shot. You got third base. You could see Humberto over there. I'm sorry, that's not Humberto. All right, they're going to call a balk on Blatty. Runners are going to advance. Here comes Humberto. Going to have a talk with the umpire. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. When Humberto comes out, it's a lengthy discussion. We'll be right back. Well, that wasn't too bad. Humberto had a few words with the umpire. He was satisfied with what he told him on the balk that let the runners advance. So now Santos and Amariz move up a base. The count is still 2-2 to the catcher, Luis Diaz. Your score is 4-1. Top of the second inning. We've already had some action here. The Matter Academy scored 4 in the bottom of the first. And now the Panthers have answered back, and they're not done yet. They have runners on second and third base with one out. Let's see if Badalpina can pitch his way out of this. And Luis Amariz on second base, and they're waiting for their catcher to strike out like he did for the second out. Nice pitch by Blatty. Badalpina has issued 4 croquetas. I don't know if we should open the bakery yet, but the last batter steps in from the left side, Jamar Miller. He's the left fielder. He has runners on second and third base in a 4-1 game. And there's a fast second inning, 4-1 ball game. You're watching FSPN. The payoff pitch and an easy take for Miller. It's going to load up the bases for the leadoff batter, Rayvon Pinder. Pitcher is Vladil Badalpina. He has the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the second in a 4-1 game, and he starts him off with the slider for a strike. The batter's Rayvon Pinder. Matter Academy has the lead, but the Panthers are threatening. The leadoff batter is Pinder. Miller, Amariz, and Santos are on base, and there's a slider that's hit to the right side, and it's going to find a hole. Spanda's over there, and he gets a good throw home. And, boy, if they had him going halfway, 1 run is going to score. The bases are going to remain loaded for the second batter, Noah Navarez. But Pinder came through with a base hit to the right side, slow hit ground ball. And the Panthers have cut the lead in half. Noah Navarez steps into the box for the Brito Panthers to face Badalpina with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Takes a fastball up high. Loaded in a 4-2 game, top of the second. The payoff pitch is struck out. Ring 'em up, sit down. The Panthers leave 3, but they get 2. And we head to the bottom of the second inning with your score 4-2, and you're watching FSPN. I'm going to try to fix that camera, folks. I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the bottom of the second inning where the leadoff batter, Brandon Lorenzo for the Lions, had just drew a walk off of Claudio Santos, and it'll bring up the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera. I was able to reconnect that camera. It wasn't easy. Uncle Muggs climbing ladders at 57 years old, no fácil. It'll bring up Iker Noguera, batting from the left side. He's a switch hitter, the second baseman, the senior. He's been a spark plug for these Lions. First pitch from Santos. He squares to bunt, and it gets away from Diaz. Lorenzo's going to scoot into second base with nobody out. Now we have a chance to score and get a couple of those runs back. Brito put up 2. They answered the 4 that the Lions put up in the bottom of the first to make this game 4-2. And it's an early start today. 5 o'clock start here at Hialeah Gardens. Usually these games are at 6:30. Batter for the Lions steps back in. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Brandon Lorenzo is on second base, no outs, and it's a 4-2 game in the bottom of the second inning. He squares the bunt again, and this time he lays it down to the right side of the mound. Santos comes over. He's not going to get him. Come on, he slides in there head first, and he could have done a cartwheel and gone in there. Fastest guy in Hialeah, Iker Noguera, gets on base again for the Lions. The box right now is the right fielder today, the Miami-Dade commit, the red hot Jonathan Espanda, and he's facing Claudio Santos. Just let him steal, guys. I mean, just let him. If he walks, just put him on second base. He's going to get there anyway. Yeah, you ain't going to throw that guy out, bro. You're not going to throw him out. You're not going to throw him out ever. Luis Diaz, el otro fulano. You're not going to throw out Aker Noguera, guys. So I don't even know why you waste your time. Now the infield's completely in. Y se están buscando una línea en la cara. If Esponda hits one hard, boy, somebody's going to the hospital. That one's in the dirt. Noguera is standing on second base. He's the dirtiest guy in the field, but he's the fastest guy in Hialeah. Santos from the full windup. Easy take for Esponda. There's ball 4. This is the second visit. He said, give me the ball. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching Matter Lions Baseball on FSPN. Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning at Westland Gardens Park. Uncle Muggs bringing you high school baseball between the home team, the Matter Academy Lions, that are up 4-2 on the visiting Brito Panthers. And the Panthers have a new arm on the mound. It's Aldo Barrios, and he's a right-handed pitcher, and he's a sophomore, and he's going to face the 3rd, 4th, and 5th batters for the Matter Lions, Yodelquis Quevedo, Brian Arrieta, and Alfred Rosario. He's going to inherit the bases loaded from the starting pitcher, Claudio Santos, in a 4-2 ball game. Boy, that's a tough job. You know what it is? Your coach gives you the rock and says, here, there's nobody out. You're facing a Florida State commit, an Iowa commit, and a Western Oklahoma commit, and you got to stop them from scoring runs. I'd pick another profession. Let's see what Aldo Barrios can do against Quevedo. And that one's hit soft into right field. Amires is going to get it. There's not going to be a throw because he's really close. Lorenzo's going to stay on second base. Well, Barrios is a third of the way there. One out now. He's going to face Brian Arrieta, who walked and scored a run. Put up 4 in the bottom of the first. Brito answered with 2 in the top of the second. And that's where we are right now. 1-1 count with bases loaded and 1 out to Brian Arrieta. Alfred Rosario is on deck. Pitch to Arrieta. Hard hit to the shortstop. They're going to get 1 for sure. They're going to go to second base, and they're going to get a double play, and Barrios gets out of the inning. The Lions leave 1. They get none. Your score is 4-2, and we're heading to the top of the 3rd inning from Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching FSPN. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we have an interesting game here today. The Brito Panthers have come into the Lions' den to take on the Matter Academy Lions, and it's the top of the 3rd inning in a 4-2 game, and there's a new arm on the mound for the Lions. It's the big right-hander, the junior, Gerald Barcelo, and he's a hard-throwing right-hander, and he's going to face the heart of the order for the Panthers. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th batters in the box right now is Samuel Castro. He's the shortstop, and he's a senior. He struck out his first time up. Slaps that one foul. The count goes to 1-1. In a beautiful afternoon, not a cloud in the sky. The wind's blowing in a little bit from right field. The Matter Academy Lions are wearing their hunter green shirts with the white lettering and the white pants with the green pinstripes. A sharp baseball look. 1-1 is inside for a ball to go to 2-1 for the leadoff batter, Samuel Castro. Cristo Guzman is on deck, the first baseman. Barcelo likes to work fast. He's got a nice slider, a real live fastball. And you saw it there, just a little high to go 3-1. The visiting Panthers of Miami Brito are wearing the black shirts with the green letters and the yellow accents with the gray away pants. And that's a nice baseball look. Both teams looking sharp. There's one inside, a ball 4. A leadoff walk for the Panthers, and that's going to bring up Cristo Guzman, the first baseman. He's a sophomore. Had a base hit and scored a run. On first batter on base. Swinging a big swing and a miss. Hitting .353. He has 2 strikes with a runner on. And he wears that one, boy. 2 strikes. It's the last time you want. with 2 strikes, you don't want to hit a batter. Guzman, and now he's facing Douglas Orta, who swings at a first pitch. Looked like a cutter. Boy, Orta's big. These last 3 batters for the Brito Panthers are all huge. It's a big boy, Orta. Nogueira's creeping in behind the runner. Nice stop there by Medeiros. Got hit by a pitch. He's on first base. Your batter is Orta. Orta swings at one outside and fouls it at the plate. There's the 1-2 to Orta. Swung on it, missed. 1 out. Big strikeout there. Boy, Marcelo, he really reaches down and he gets him when he needs him. 1 out with 2 runners on in the top of the 3rd inning in a 4-2 game. The visiting Brito Panthers send up the second baseman, the senior Hector Santos, to try to get a base hit here and bring the Panthers within 1. And there's a changeup. I'm going to ask him what it is because that has some nice break on it. There's a soft hit line drive over second base. It's going to get run down in center field by Rosario, but they're going to get 1 run out of this. And there goes the hustling Guzman. Boy, an RBI base hit for Hector Santos, and these Panthers are pumped up. It's 4-3. I got to change batteries on the Lucky Leprechaun 4-leaf clover. We're running out of batteries there. First pitch is a slider, low and away. We have Tito walking out to the mound, the coach for the Mater Academy Lions. He's next to Humberto Bencomo. So is Ricky Rojas and Fahim. Kathy Williams, the trainer's in there. And a great staff all around. Outstanding athletic director in Butch Carnicero. And what can you say about the principal, Alex Tamargo? He's a real baseball guy. We're going to be right back right after this. Welcome back, high school baseball fans. After a brief mound visit from the coach Tito Rodriguez, he leaves Barcelo in there to face Luis Amariz with 1 out, runners in the corners in a 4-3 game, a 1-run game. The tying run is on third base, and the likes of Christopher Guzman. The runner goes, boy, and he got second batter that he hits this inning. Bases are going to be loaded now for Luis Diaz, the catcher. In the top of the 3rd inning, 4-3 ball game. Matters up by 1. Gerald Barcelo has the bases loaded, and he's facing a pinch hitter. He's coming in to bat for the catcher, Danny Estrada, and he's a right-handed hitter. Bases are loaded, 1 out. We need a double play. And there's a fastball for a strike. He's got to show it here. Estrada hits softly to second base to Nogueira. He's going to flip over to Lorenzo. He's going to get 1. 1 run's going to score. We're going to have a tie game. Runners in the corners with 2 outs. Luis Diaz is the courtesy runner. Runners in the corners, 2 outs. Gerald Barcelo on the mound. Starts him off with a nice fastball down the middle. But a nice backdrop here at Westland Gardens Park. 2-1. That one gets away, and the lead gets away. 5-4 in favor of the Brito Panthers. Here's with a runner on third base in a 5-4 game. He gets walked. Runners in the corners now. And here comes Tito. We're going to take a quick break. That's going to be the end of Barcelo. 5-4 game. You're watching FSPN. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, Florida State tentless termite treatments. Call them. Get 10% off. Don't carp your house. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the Wild Wild West, Westland Gardens Park, where we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mater Academy Lions. It's the junior left-handed pitcher, Brian Fernandez. He inherits runners on first and third with 2 outs, and the Mater Lions have lost the lead. It was 4-2. Panthers have put up 3. And that's the way you want to come in and start throwing strikes. Leadoff batters, Rayvon Pinder. There goes the runner. They're going to fake a throw. Miller's going to cruise into second base. And the Panthers are going to have runners on first, second, and third base with 2 outs. Top of the third inning in a 5-4 game. Brian Fernandez, the new pitcher. Short hops. Willie Madero's the catcher today. Your batter, Pinder. The pitch from Fernandez is hit to second base on a big bounce, and that one gets over Noguera. That's the second time the bounce is over him. 2 runs are going to score. It's going to be 7-4 in the top of the third inning. The lefty Brian Fernandez is on the mound. First pitch to Noah is down low. These Brito Panthers, they put up 2. The top of the second and 5 right now in the top of the third. And that one gets away from Madero's. Pinder's going to go into second base standing up. 7-4 ball game. That one gets away from Madero's, but not far enough. Pinder's going to make his way to third base. Here, the runner on third base in a 7-4 ball game. And he walks him. Runners in the corners with 2 outs for Samuel Castro. If Navarez takes off on the lefty Fernandez, who throws that one in the dirt for a ball. In from the right side to face Fernandez, the lefty. Runners in the corners. I wouldn't be surprised if the runner goes here. And there's a ground ball hit to the right side. It's been trouble there all day. Noguera gets it, throws across his body, and he gets it in time for the third out. The Panthers are going to leave 2, but they're going to get 5, and they're going to get the lead. It's 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the third inning from the wild Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching FSPN. Stick with us because these matter games go all the way to the end. Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning in a 7-4 game. The Brito Panthers have put up 5 in the top of the third to take the lead, which once belonged to the Lions. Alfred Rosario's in the box. He's facing Berrios, who came in relief for the starter Santos. On deck is Heldy La Rosa. Then it's Jacob Amador, the 7th batter. And then it's Willie Madero's the catcher. And once again, the Lions have to come from behind. Bottom of the third inning, he'll be followed by Heldy La Rosa and Jacob Amador. And there's ball 4 to Rosario. Heldy La Rosa steps into the box from the right side. He's the left fielder today. The Miami-Dade commit, the senior. Alfred Rosario's on first base with nobody out in the bottom of the third in a 7-4 game. Berrios' first pitch is inside for a ball. Rosa is the batter. He's fouled off about 6-7 consecutive pitches. Nobody out at the bottom of the third, and he swings at one in the dirt. It's going to be the first out. He'll face Aldo Berrios. He's a sophomore right-handed pitcher for the Brito Panthers. First pitch is a strike. Amador, the DH, in a 7-4 game. 1 out with a runner on first base. Aldo Berrios is the pitcher for the Panthers. And there's one that's hit on the ground. It's picked up by Navarez. He goes to second base for 1 for Santos. Comes over to Guzman, but not in time. That play just took too long to develop. So 2 outs, and it's going to bring up Willie Madero's, the catcher. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning in a 7-4 game in favor of the visiting Brito Panthers. The 8th batter steps in for the Lions, and it's Willie Madero's. He's a right-handed batter. He's catching today. He's a sophomore. You can catch him in the outfield. They tried a hit and ball trick there. Didn't work. Jacob Amador's on first base. They're facing Aldo Berrios, who's a sophomore himself. First pitch is taken over for a fastball strike. It's in the bottom of the third. Madero's is the batter. And that one's roped over shortstop for a solid base hit from the sophomore Willie Madero's. And that's what we need, a 2-out rally here for the Lions. Brandon Lorenzo, the junior shortstop, steps into the box to face Aldo Barrios, the sophomore for the Brito Panthers, with runners on first and second base and 2 outs. And a 7-4 ball game in the bottom of the third inning. The first pitch is over for a strike. A nice slider there by Barrios. Lorenzo facing Barrios with runners on first and second. Down by 3 runs. Barrios takes a peek at Amador. And there's a slider over for strike 3. The Lions are going to leave 2. They get none. Your score is 7-4. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning here at the Wild West, Westland Gardens Park. And you're watching FSPN. And you're getting your termite treatment done by Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, baseball fans, to South Florida High School Baseball, brought to you by FSPN. We have a good one between the visiting Panthers of Brito that are led by their head coach, Pedro Guerra, and the home team, Humberto Bencomo's Matter Academy Lions, that find themselves down 7-4. And we're heading to the top of the 4th inning. Your pitcher is Brian Fernandez, the junior left-hander, and he'll be facing 4, 5, and 6 for these Brito Panthers and the likes of Christopher Guzman, Douglas Horta, and Hector Santos. Boy, 5 runs were put up in the top of the 3rd inning. There's a swing and a miss by Guzman. Now the shadows are consuming more than half of the infield. Piece of the pitcher is still in the sun, but the catcher and the batter and the umpire all in the shadows. Quickly 0-2 to Guzman, who was hit by a pitch. And he got a base hit his first time up, and he scored 2 runs. There's a nice slider, got a piece of it. Fernandez is the 3rd pitcher. He came in to relieve Gerald Barcelo, who threw an inning, and the starter was Vladi Badelpina. 0-2 to Guzman. Douglas Horta on deck. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout, and that's the way you want to start the inning. Horta, Santos is on deck. Hector Santos. Ball inside. Fernandez shakes off Amador. Finally comes set. Throws one. 3-1 the count to Douglas Horta in a 7-4 game with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. There's a swing and a miss. And that was strike 3. I was behind a strike. So 2 strikeouts now for Brian Fernandez. And it'll bring up Hector Santos. Brian Fernandez, a lefty, a 3-2 count, 2 outs. Another foul ball. Fernandez shakes off Willie Maderos. He finally comes set. And there's a check swing, and he's going to take a ball. Wow, that was close. Luis Amariz is the batter to face Fernandez with 2 outs and a runner aboard. In a 7-4 game, takes a slider over for a strike. Santos on first base. Amariz is the batter. Fernandez the pitcher. And that one's low for a ball. Panthers are loud. They want a base hit. Counts 1-1. And that one's hit to center field. Shallow center field. Rosario's there for the 3rd out. The Panthers are going to leave 1. They get none. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th inning with your score 7-4 from Westland Gardens Park. And you're listening to Uncle Muggs. And you're getting your termite treatment done by Florida State Tentless Termite. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the bottom of the 4th inning at Westland Gardens Park. We have a good one between the visiting Brito Panthers and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. It's 7-4 right now in favor of Brito, but I'd stick around because these Matter games get good all the way to the end. Sometimes we have to light up some candles and a 4-leaf clover, but right now we have Iker Noguera, the leadoff batter, stepping in to face the second pitcher, Aldo Barrios, with nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. 7-4 game. Pull up a chair. These are always good games. They always go down to the wire here. Barrios' first pitch is taken for a ball. Iker Noguera, he's been on base twice already. Barrios from the stretch, the 2-1. Swung on and hit to the right side of the infield. Taken by himself. No, he flips it over in the last minute to Barrios, who just steps on the bag and gets the speedy Noguera for the first out of the inning. Your batter is Jonathan Esponda. 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning in a 7-4 game. He's facing Barrios. First pitch swinging. He loops it into right field, and that's going to get down. It's going to get cut off by Amares in right field, but that's another base hit for the red-hot Jonathan Esponda, and I think he's one of the best juniors in all of Dade County. Your batter is Yodelkis Quevedo, the junior third baseman. He got on base, stole a base, and he scored a run. And that's the second time that Brito tries to do the hit and ball trick. First pitch outside to Quevedo. Like 6 or 7 games in a row. Barrios hits one, and on the ground at third base, Navarez throws over to first. Actually, that was hit in the air to third base. The shadows threw me off. So a line drive to third base for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Brian Arrieta, who hit into a double play his last time up. Beautiful afternoon here in Hialeah Gardens. Barrios comes set. He throws one in there to Arrieta, and that one's lifted to left field. And it's back, and going back is Miller. Now he comes in on it, makes the play. The Lions are going to leave one. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the fifth inning, and your score is 7-4. And I'm about to start lighting up some candles again here at Matter. Always, these guys always do this to me. Stick around. It's always a good game here at Matter. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the wild Westland Gardens Park, home of the Matter Academy Lions. We have another good game for you today between the visiting Panthers of Miami Brito and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Lions. It looks like it's going to be pitcher by committee today because this is the fourth one. Rodriguez gets on the mound, the lefty Anthony Rodriguez, and he's going to face the 8th, 9th, and the leadoff batter for these visiting Panthers. It'll be Luis Diaz, Jamar Miller, and Ravion Pinder. And it's a 7-4 game. I'd stick around. I wouldn't go anywhere. It's always a good game here at Matter. They always find a way to come back. We're going to have to start lighting up a couple of candles. The battery is a new catcher now, and I think it's Castillo back there. So Andy Castillo has come in to replace Willie Medeiros. Esponda's in right field. Rosario's in center field. La Rosa's in left field. And it's Quevedo, Lorenzo, Noguera, and Arrieta, the infield. So the new catcher is number 45. The right-handed hitting catcher in a 7-4 ball game in the top of the fifth inning. First pitch gets a piece of him. Courtesy runner for Luis Diaz, the catcher, who was hit by a pitch, is Sebastian Montilla. Rodriguez on the mound. His first pitch is a strike to Miller, the left-handed hitting left fielder, Jamar Miller. 5 in the third. Another excellent play by Castillo just to keep it in front of him. He's going to go out and talk to him again. Nobody out, 2 runners on here in the top of the fifth innings. Things are getting even more complicated for the Lions. Had 2 base hits and a strikeout today, a couple RBIs. Runners on first and second. The lefty throws another one in the dirt. And there's one hit to the right side. Nogueira's going to get it on a bounce. He's going to go to second base for one. And the throw over to third, and they're going to get him. No, my goodness. Boy, looked like Quevedo got him there. One out. They're going to have runners in the corners. The ball beat him there. Well, Humberto comes out to argue the call. The ball beat him there. I mean, Quevedo put the tag on him. It was clear as day. I got grandmothers over here that saw that. Now the umpires are trying to get together on this. I mean, the day they put instant replay up here, and I think they're going to call him out. And now Pedro Guerra's going to have a word. So Nogueira gets a ground ball. He throws it to Lorenzo to get the force out. The runner on third base came around a long way. The throw was behind him. Quevedo put the tag on him, but that was clear as day. I don't know what he's arguing about because we're satisfied with that. There's going to be 2 outs. It's going to cut down that runner. Finally, Navarez gets the bat with a runner on base. On first base. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rodriguez gets the strikeout. The Lions get out of the inning. The Panthers leave 1. They get none. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th in a 7-4 ball game from the wild Westland Gardens Park. And you're watching FSPN, everyone. Don't change that dial. You know how these matter games are. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. We have a good one between the visiting Brito Panthers and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. It's a 7-4 game. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitcher is still Aldo Barrios, and why not? He's been very effective, and he throws a slider over to the leadoff batter for the Matter Academy Lions. It's Alfred Rosario, and he'll be followed by Helry La Rosa, and then it's Jacob Amador. And there's one that's hit high and deep to left field. Miller going back. It gets into the corner, and that could be a double with Rosario's speed. He's going to stand up in second base. And there's a leadoff double. That's just what they needed to peck away at this 7-4 lead. All right, the left fielder, the senior Miami-Dade commit, Helry La Rosa, comes in with a runner in scoring position and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning in a 7-4 ball game. And he's facing Barrios, the sophomore right-hander for Brito. Nice play back there by Luis Diaz. Saved the runner from advancing on a low fastball from Barrios. Rosario with a leadoff doubles on second base. And there he goes. He's going to take off. Luis Diaz's throw is high. And he's going to get in there. The speedy Rosario steals a base. Hildy gets walked. Rosario gets a little shaken up, but he's okay. We have runners in the corners with nobody out for Jacob Amador, the DH. We're going to have a mound visit. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching FSPN, everybody. We'll be right back from the wild Westland Gardens Park for another Matter Academy walk-off. Stay tuned. Jacob Amador steps up to the plate with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down by 3. It's 7-4. Runners are in the corners. La Rosa's on first base. A leadoff double by Alfred Rosario. He stole the base. He's standing on third base right next to head coach Bencomo. And there's a look at Amador. Swing and a miss by a fielder's choice. And he flew out to center field his first time up. And that one slapped in left field. And boy, here comes Pinder. And he tried to double up La Rosa. Pinder with some good wheels over there in center field. Got that line drive for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Andy Castillo. Now the batter with runners in the corners and one out in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 7-4 game from Westland Gardens Park. And he's facing Barrios, the sophomore right-hander. And the Lions could use a run. Boy, and he wears one. First pitch. Boy, he took one in the ribs. Tough guy's not even rubbing it on his way down there. So one out for bases loaded for the shortstop, Brandon Lorenzo. Going to take a quick break. Remember to get your treatments. Call Florida State Tentless Termites, and they will put you on a treatment program. And avoid putting that tent over your house and the hassle and disruption of your life. Florida Tent Solutions are eco-friendly, pet-friendly, safe for your family, and it targets termites right where they live, deep inside of your house. They have over 25 years of experience. Call them at 305-669-9292, and we'll be right back with a new pitcher for the Brito Panthers. You're watching FSPN, everybody. Welcome back, baseball fans, to some South Florida high school baseball between the Brito Panthers and the Mater Academy Lions, and we have a new arm on the mound. He was the third baseman, Noah Navarez, and he's coming in to relieve Aldo Barrios. The new third baseman is going to be Noah Barrios, and Navarez is going to face Brandon Lorenzo with the bases loaded and one out in the bottom of the fifth inning in a 7-4 game. And I told you not to go anywhere. These Mater games are always interesting. Lorenzo's going to step in now, and he needs a big hit here from Humberto Bencomo's Mater Academy Lions. Brandon Lorenzo steps in to face Navarez. It's a 1-1 count. Base is loaded. He squares the bunt, and he takes a strike inside, and he can't believe it. Neither can the Lion fans, and Uncle Muggs is going to join that bus as well. That was well inside for strike two. Now the infield goes back. There's a look at the Brito infield. So look at Brandon. Swing and a miss and another strikeout. It's going to be 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth, and the Lions desperately need a hit, and they're going to bring up the leadoff batter, Aker Noguera. Noguera steps in from the left side to face Noah Navarez with the bases loaded in the bottom of the sixth inning. Takes a slider down low for a ball. There's ball 4, and that's going to be a run. Amares was the right fielder, boy, and he was right behind second base. A much-needed run. It's going to be 7-5 in favor of the Panthers. He grounded his second base his first at-bat, then he was walked. Then he got a base hit, extending his 7-game hitting streak. And to me, one of the finest juniors in all of Dade County. He has all the tools in Home Depot. We need a base hit here. Navarez starts him off with a ball outside. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. It's almost Belita time. Navarez comes set. Diaz is asking for it outside. That one goes low with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. And now he struck him out. Boy, the Lions leave 3. They get 1. We're heading to the top of the sixth, and I'm going to have to light up a candle because it's that kind of game again. You're watching FSPN. Don't go anywhere, folks.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to the top of the sixth inning. We have a good one, 7-5 between the Brito Panthers and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. Castro's the batter. He's facing the big lefty, Rodriguez. He's facing the big lefty, Anthony Rodriguez. Rodriguez kicks, and that ball's hit to the infield to Noguera slowly. He comes in, makes the play. He's going to have to hurry, and he's not going to get the speedy Castro on a slow hit ground ball just past the mound. He had to come in a long way for that one. Leadoff runner for the Panthers here in the top of the sixth. After an infield hit by the third batter, Samuel Castro, Christopher Guzman steps into the box to face the lefty Rodriguez. Throws the first one over for a ball high. 7-5 ball game. Top of the 6th inning. Uncle Muggs from wild Westland Gardens Park. It's always a good one here with Matter. These are cardiac arrest games. Rodriguez's pitch up high again. 2 balls and no strikes to the 4th batter, Christopher Guzman. He scored 2 runs, struck out, was hit by a pitch, and got a base hit. Looking for a double play here, pitcher's best friend. 3-0 the count. Gets his sign from Castillo, who's behind the plate now. And there goes Castro. That ball swung on and hit to first base for 1 out. Arrieta takes it by himself for the first out of the inning. Runner advances to second base. And that's going to bring up Douglas Horta for the visiting Brito Panthers that are up 7-5 in the top of the 6th, and they're threatening once again. Rodriguez takes a peek at Castro. He comes in, and that one gets away from Castillo. Castro rounds third base big time. Had to come out and take a look at him. Here's the pitch to Horta, and there's a ground ball to the left side. Oh, what a catch by... Oh, now he dropped it. With the infield in, Lorenzo made an acrobatic catch just to knock it down and save a run. That saved the runner from coming in from third base. So runners in the corners now with 1 out for the Brito Panthers, and they're going to bring up the second baseman, Hector Santos. That's going to be it, I think, for Anthony Rodriguez. Tito Rodriguez takes him out of the game. We're going to have a new pitcher coming in, and we'll tell you who that is right after this break. You're watching FSPN, everybody. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. These Matter games always go down to the wire. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball and another good game here at Matter between the visiting Panthers of Brito and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. It's a 7-5 game. We're at the top of the 6th inning. There's 1 out. There's runners in the corners, and we have a new arm on the mound for the Lions, and it's the sophomore sensation, Gabriel Grandillo. They call him Double G. He's a stopper. He'll come in and shut the door, and that's what the Lions need right here, somebody to be consistent on the mound and somebody that could throw some strikes. This is the 5th pitcher in 6 innings for the Lions. Andy Castillo's behind the plate. Brian Arrieta's at first base, and he's holding on Christopher Guzman, who got a base hit. And on third base, it's Samuel Castro. Your batter's Hector Santos, the second baseman, and he scored 2 runs. He has 2 hits and was walked. Can't keep that guy off the bases. And Gabo crouches down like he does, like that Cinder guy does from the big leagues. And now he's looking to roll a pair. And that's what you want to get. You want to get the first strike over. So he's been a big asset to Humberto Bencomo and this Lion Ball Club. And there's a slow hit ground ball to Quevedo. And boy, he hits that one off his chest. Runner's going to come home. And there's another run there. It's going to be 8-5 for the home team, for the visiting team. 8-5 for the visiting team. And that's going to bring up Luis Amariz. And Luis Diaz is on deck. And the wheels have kind of fallen off here for the Lions. Squares the bunt. He pops that one up the third to stop the bleeding here for the Lions. Amariz swings and misses. First base is occupied. There's nowhere to go, buddy, so you're out. Go back to the bench. There's 2 outs. Gabriel Grandillo will face Luis Diaz now with 2 outs and 2 runners on in the top of the 6th inning in an 8-5 game from Westland Gardens Park. Grandillo from the stretch checks the runner. That one's just a little outside. The throw back to second from his knees. Boy, Castillo's got a rifle back there. Top of the 6th inning, they just scored another run. They're facing Double G, Gabo Grandillo. And that one's slapped into center field. Rosario comes up with it quickly. They're going to challenge his arm, and they're going to fry him at the plate. I mean, they're going to fry him with baking powder and all the stuff that you use to fry. The Panthers are going to get one. They're going to leave one. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning with one Belita lit in an 8-5 ball game from the wild Westland Gardens Park. You're watching FSPN, everyone. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the bottom of the 6th inning in an 8-5 game between the Brito Panthers and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. It's another good game. It's coming down to the wire. In the box right now is Yodelki Quevedo, and he is facing Noah Navarez. And it has become one of those games again. We have two Belitas right now. Bottom of the 6th, only two Belitas. Yodelkis is up. There's one outside and taken for ball 2. These work. So any other teams out there wanting to get these candles, come see me. I'll hook you up. There's a ball. There's a walk to Quevedo with nobody out. They're going to have a runner on first base for Brian Arieta. Brian Arieta steps into the box from the left side to face Navarez, who throws the first one over for a strike. Yodelkis is on first base. And that one smacked in the gap in the left field. Miller's going back. He's going to make the tag. He's going to make the catch. And Quevedo goes all the way back to first base, and there's one out. He's going to bring up Alfred Rosario, the center fielder. He stole the base. He has 2 hits. One of them is a double. He got walked, so he's been on base all night. Super versatile player, great pitcher. We all know that, but he can play some infield. And today he's making the start out in center field for Humberto Bencomo's Lions. Rosario's going to face Navarez with one out, the bottom of the 6th, and a runner on first base. First pitch taken for a ball outside. Who are up 8-5. That one smacked to right field. Going over and shading towards the line. Trying to double up. Quevedo not in time. So Maurice makes the catch for the second out. Boy, we're going to have to light this press booth on fire if we want to get something going here. Unless Heudi La Rosa can hit one out, and he steps in with 2 outs and a runner on first base in an 8-5 game in the bottom of the 6th inning from Westland Gardens Park. There's a ball to Heudi. The runner goes. Diaz throws high into center field, and there goes Quevedo. And the shortstop held out his glove like if he had the ball and stopped Quevedo from going to third base, I think he would have made it. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that one's lifted to right field, and that's going to be an easy play for Amares in the 3rd out of the inning. The Lions are going to leave one. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the 7th inning. And, boy, this is getting crazy. Don't go anywhere, folks. These games always end really, really good. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the top of the 7th inning. And a great game between the visiting Brito Panthers that are led by Pedro Guerra and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, led by their skipper Humberto Bencomo. Gabriel Grandillo is going to come out for the top of the 7th inning for these Mater Academy Lions. And he's going to face Jamar Miller, Rayvon Pinder, and Noah Navarez. And he needs to get them in order and get his Lions back into the dugout and get some more runs. If you're wondering about the Belita situation, I'm going to give it to you a Belita update. We have all 6 Belitas and the 4-leaf clover going, and that's all the fire marshal here in Hialeah Gardens will allow us to have in a confined space in the press box. Grandillo gets the first pitch over to the left-handed hitting Miller in the hopes of getting them in order. Because I'm all out of Belitas, folks. If you have any and you're in the area, quickly 0-2 the count. to the Miller. He'll be followed by the leadoff batter, Pinder. And this is the guy you want to have on the mound. Double G, Gabo. He means business. Haven't seen a sophomore throw like he does. Well, maybe one. We had one here the other night. And Andy Espinoza. Boy, that kid had 11 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings for the Varela Vipers. And Alex Diaz and Brian Alvarez have themselves a good one there. Here's the 1-2 from Gabo in that slow windup. Slider gets him on the outside corner. Caught him looking. Backdoor slider, late breaker. Big out there. First out is always a big out, but when it's the last batter, now you're facing the leadoff batter with one out. It's a big difference. And Pinder struck out his first time up. He had an RBI base hit his second time up. Had a base hit his third time up, and then he got on by a fielder's choice. Swings at the first slider for a strike. Top of the 7th inning in an 8-5 game. Hello and good night. Another strikeout. Grandillo beats up the strike zone. He's not afraid to challenge these hitters. He doesn't care if they're seniors or juniors or been in college. He'll go after you. There's a ground ball to the left side. It's going to be gobbled up by the shortstop, who throws over to Arrieta. Lorenzo picks that one up nicely. It's 3 up, 3 down. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th with your score 8-5. Between the Panthers and the Lions. Don't go anywhere, folks. These games are always incredible. This is Uncle Mug saying thank you, and please support your local high school athletics. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the bottom of the 7th inning from Westland Gardens Park. A game between the Brito Panthers and the Mater Academy Lions. It's 8-5. So this is it. They're down to the final 3 outs. Your batter is Andy Castillo. I'm sorry, it'll be Jacob Amador, followed by Andy Castillo, and then it's Brandon Lorenzo. And we've reached the full amount of candles that they allow us to have here in Hialeah Gardens, which is 6 candles and a 4-leaf clover in a confined space. The count is 2 balls. And now 1 strike to Jacob Amador, who had a pinch hit in the 7th inning in a walk-off game. I don't recall which walk-off game it was because there's been so many of them that I can't even keep track anymore. I know we had one against Cohia. There was one against the Panthers of Pembroke Pines and South Day just the other day. And I know there's one more in there that I'm forgetting. But that's the way life is. If you're a Mater Academy Lion fan, you got to live with Belitas, and you have to live with all kinds of help. There's one that's hit into left field, and it's in the corner. And I think that one went foul. It's the only spot in this whole stadium that I don't have a good view of. Kathy Williams, Ricky Rojas. And there's a drive into center field. It's going to be caught by Pinder for the first out. And I want to also thank Butch Carnicero. He is one of the best athletic directors in all of Dade County. And, of course, the principal that makes all of this happen. Our guy, our baseball guy. You know who he is, Alex Tamargo. Thank you, Alex, for your support. And win, lose, or draw this one, we're always going to be Mater Academy fans. In the box now, it's Andy Castillo with 1 out. Takes that one for a ball. If we had more candles, we'd light them. Lions, they're 8-0-1. Navarra is still in there. And there's a nice squeeze, a surprise bunt. They're not going to get him. Boy, nobody expected that, and that's one of the most beautiful bunts I have ever seen. Good job, Andy Castillo. It's going to bring up Brandon Lorenzo, the shortstop. In the bottom of the 7th inning, oh man, don't do this to me again. Swing and a miss by Lorenzo. He's facing the right-hander, Nevarez, who's been in there for 3 innings. The runner on first base is Andy Castillo, who just laid out a picture-perfect bunt to surprise everybody, including the third baseman, Aldo Barrios. He was just surprised as anyone. Never is. His pitch is in the dirt for Deals on first base. Here's the pitch, and that one's hit high and deep in left field. And boy, Miller's going back. It's Tamariao, and that goes over his head. He's going to go to second. Oh, my God, they're going to send him. No, now they're going to hold him, and boy, that's a clutch double. Wow, and he throws up the grenade from second base. A clutch double, and here it is. I'm telling you, these Belitas work, folks. I'm going to patent them. It's going to bring up Iker Noguera. Bottom of the seventh inning for the Lions. First pitch is a ball. So runners on second and third with one out. One ball to the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera. We got 6 candles lit. And there's one that's right over the heart of the plate. He was taken all the way on that one. Runners on second and third and one out in the bottom of the seventh. That one's an easy take inside to fill up the bases, and guess who's coming up? The red hot Jonathan Espanda. It's with one out, bases loaded in the bottom of the seventh inning where we have 6 Belitas hit. Here's the pitch. Boy, and he wanted to end the game on that one. He slaps it foul. And there's ball 4. 8-6. Don't go anywhere. I told you these Matter Lion games are good games. Like a magician. And there's ball 4. 8-6. Don't go anywhere. I told you these Matter Lion games are good games. 8-6, bottom of the seventh. Que barbaridad. Nowhere to put Yodelkis. Bases are loaded. Down by 2. Speed on the bases because Noguera goes to second. Espanda's fast enough. Ben Cosme, he can jog in from third base. And there's some good coaching right there. Bencomo pulls Quevedo aside and gives him a little tap in the butt and says, buddy, be the man. Be the man right now. We're on our edge of our seats. We're up to 6 Belitas and a clover leaf. Everybody's standing up. Brito fans are standing up. Could we do another walk-off 2-in-1 inning? 4 in the last 5 games. Here's the pitch to Quevedo, and that one's hit hard to third base. He's going to get one. He's going to come home, and the catcher drops it. He's going to get the force, and now coming home, he's going to get the final out. So Rafi scored for sure. And now we got to get this straightened out here. The Brito fans are not happy. Got his arms up. Ben Cosme's got his arms up. The ball got away from the catcher. Here comes Fahim. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's not over yet, folks. Welcome back, folks, to a great game between the Brito Panthers and the Matter Academy Lions. And I think we're going to need attorneys out here and some legal representation. But I think they are going to line them up, and it's going to be an 8-7 loss for the Matter Academy Lions. The play's going to stand. This is Uncle Muggs. I want to thank everybody here at Matter Academy, starting with Alex Tamargo, Butch Carnicero, Humberto Bencomo, Fahim, Ricky Rojas, George Diaz, Laura Diaz, Kathy Williams as well, and Tito Rodriguez on the coaching staff. We will see you next time from Las Vegas. Thanks for watching, and tomorrow's show is going to be great. Remember to watch Inside the Park. This is Uncle Muggs saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
Macho, ¿Pero qué te pasa, brother?
Oh,
¿Qué te pasa?
Dr. Chappie, I'm not feeling so good, man. I was feeling good in the beginning of the season, but now no sé lo que me pasa. I had a 12-inning game.